All right. It's recording.
Are we on?
Yes.
Oh, we're on. Okay. Well, hello, everybody. We're really excited tonight to be here talking about Mulan, the long-awaited Mulan. It feels like it was never ever gonna be released. It was supposed to be released back in March 2020, and obviously COVID hit. Then got pushed to July, and that didn't happen. And then pushed to August, didn't happen. And then Disney finally decided to release it straight to streaming on Disney Plus, September 4th.
Yep.
Interesting move, but they did it, and we have seen it. Actually, not all of us. Of the four of us, three of us have. So Jonathan has seen it. I have seen it. Jeffrey has seen it. So Bernie hasn't.
I read a few reviews.
Yes.
And you have seen the original as well.
But he has seen the original. And so, yeah, so we're just going to have a very quick, I guess, informal chat about the movie, what we thought. I guess first question is, I guess for those of us who have seen it, what are your impressions? What are your initial reactions coming out of it? I remember we saw it together.
Yep.
So it wasn't, exactly going out to the movies together, but we did see it together.
At a stream party, yeah.
Streaming party.
Yes, a stream party.
Yeah.
Yep. So who would go first?
Oh yeah, anybody. Maybe Jono can.
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah. Because I remember you said it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go first. Overall, I found it quite an okay movie, good movie. Overall, I'd give it about a 6 out of 10. There were some changes which I did like, as well as some which I didn't like. Special effects seem to be on the old end, which I didn't like too much. So transitions with the effects were really old style, old school type transitions. So it wasn't like full modern transitions for like the witch turning into a bunch of birds.
Yeah.
They pan away each time that happens, so you don't really see that transition. So it's a bit of an old trick of the transition.
Okay.
Just so they don't have to show the entire changeover. But yeah, it's something which I did not like too much. For a high budget movie like that, you would think that would do that. But it seems like they cheaped out a bit on the graphics. Like even a lot of TV shows could do that amount of transition without no problem. And they have much lower budgets, so...
Well, maybe they spend a lot of their budget on the other stuff.
On all the sets and stuff,
sets, maybe? The epic battles. Yeah, we see that in Bernie's background, those tons of extras over there.
Yeah, the sets look good.
It looks beautiful.
Overall, it looks like a good movie. There was no music, though, disappointingly.
Oh, not that there's no music. You mean no singing?
Soundtrack.
No singing.
Yeah,
you mean?
No singing, yes.
Until the end credits, right?
Actually, the end credits do have a new song, and there's even a Mandarin version of Reflection by the star herself, Liu Yifei.
Yes, it was a good one. Yes.
But yeah, so you mentioned there were some changes that you liked from the original, and some that you didn't like. Why don't you tell us a bit about what you liked, what changes you liked, and what you didn't like so much?
So some of the changes I actually did like. I actually like Donnie Yen's Commander Tongue.
Commander Tongue, yes.
Yeah.
General Tongue? Commander Tongue?
Which effectively I thought worked a lot better in terms of a war type scenario. That
yes.
He is more like more forcefully like due to save, and he's really strict with the rules as well.
Because in the original animated movie, the character was what's his name again?
General Shang.
Shang, yeah, General Shang.
Yeah.
But
And
in the
that
original movie, he
yeah.
was also the love interest.
That became too much of a love interest, which was okay for the animated style, but if it's looking at a war type, he doesn't really fit the bill if you're in a war and you have a love interest.
Yeah, and also a little bit inappropriate for your commanding officer to be your love interest. So I think, in a way, they kind of like split the character of Shang. Is that his name, Shang? yeah, Shang into two, right? The General Tang or Commander Tong, and the other person, right? What's his name? The one played by
Chen.
Yes.
Hong Hui.
Hong Hui, yeah. Yeah, that's his name, yeah. So I think, so they sort of split that character into two characters.
Yeah, so they like hinted at that like in between, so you sort of saw that a bit.
Mm.
Yeah.
I actually did like that they also paid homage to Ming-Na Wen.
Yes, maybe you can talk a bit about it, because you've got Ming-Na Wen as in your background, as your virtual background.
Yep, the original voice actor of Mulan for the original.
Which is in Jeff's background, as you can see. Same pose, same pose.
Yeah.
And so did she appear in the movie?
She did, for a few seconds.
Yes, I was surprised as well myself. I was like, hey, that's her. But it's nice, right? It's a nice gesture.
Nice touch. Yeah.
Yep. Also, what I liked is they did get a good actor that could actually play the part to look sort of like a small man. Like Liu Yifei was, I think, probably one of the better actors to play that role.
Well, she doesn't have the physical presence, but I guess
that's
not what they were looking for. Right?
That's not what they were looking for either. Like even in the animated one, she was the tiny short one.
Yeah, that's right.
Like out of place.
Apparently, I saw an interview with the director, who's the New Zealand director, Nikki Carroll, and she was like, they took, I don't know how long, like a very long time to find the right actress to play the part.
Yeah.
And they had to delay the production because they were waiting for her to be free before they could, bring her in.
Yep.
So yeah.
So what I didn't like was there was no Mushu.
Oh, well.
They changed it to a phoenix.
Hey, Wushu, there's no dragon, right? The dragon.
So Mushu was the dragon.
The dragon that gave comic relief, right?
But you know what? Yeah. I think because they were actually looking, because I think in the original animated movie, the Chinese audience didn't actually like Mushu, because for the Chinese, dragons were sort of like meant to be respected.
But this is Disney.
I know, but I guess this movie they're trying to go for that realistic kind of like more
I guess so.
feel.
And they did change it to a phoenix though.
Yeah. You're right, Marcus. Yeah, dragon symbolizes a majestic creature in the Chinese culture, and it's a bit more of a serious,
serious take on this, isn't it?
But I guess at the same time, it took away a lot of comic. That's why a lot of critics say in the reviews, they say, with that Wushu, it took away a lot of the comic relief. But I guess it's supposed to be more of a serious movie, right? So
it's definitely played more seriously, more grounded. More of a martial arts epic action movie.
Mm.
Yeah.
So as well, I found that the character of the witch was like out of place as well. I didn't think it really fit too well.
The sorceress.
Yeah, they had to sort of introduce a new villain, isn't it? Because in the actually in the original,
well, not really a villain, but sort of played the
sort
villain.
of, yeah. But I mean, she was collaborating with Bori Khan.
Yeah. But that's because she wants to find a place just like Mulan. So they were quite similar that way. But still, at the end, when there was a big change of heart for that character, it just felt really out of place. That was just way too quick.
Yeah, I thought that was a little quick.
Yeah, that was not much of a character development for that. Just like, change your mind. Yeah, whatever.
So, but would you guys say that the sorceress outshadowed the main villain, which is Bori Khan?
No.
No, okay.
Oh, you mean Gong Li? Gong Li.
Yeah, Gong Li's
Gong Li, the actress.
villain, not villain, but the sorceress.
The sorceress.
Yeah, that it just felt out of place.
Okay. Yeah, she did a good job, I reckon. I didn't know it was Gong Li until later on, actually.
She did a good job for what they gave her, but it's still like a really out of place character.
Actually, there's a few, like Gong Li you mentioned, you didn't recognize her. There was another actor I didn't recognize, Jet Li.
Oh, Jet Li. Yeah, that's what a lot of people
As
say.
the Emperor.
Yeah. No one can recognize
the Emperor. Yeah.
When I first saw it, I thought he was, but I couldn't put my money on it, so to speak. It looked a bit different. Yeah.
He looked different, especially because he's got his beard and everything.
A lot of makeup, and they also has its voice like changed.
Yeah. Actually, the other actor, the actor who plays Bori Khan, the villain, he's Jason Scott Lee.
Jason Scott Lee, yeah.
Who actually he played Bruce Lee in the Bruce Lee story, and also. He was also in a Disney movie a long time ago.
Yeah.
He was Mowgli.
Jungle Book, right? The Jungle Book.
Jungle Book.
Yeah.
So he's back. Like 26 years later, he's back.
As Bori Khan.
As a bad guy.
Oh, that's Bori Khan.
He plays a good bad guy, actually.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He actually suited the part well, I think.
Actually, Jason Scott Lee was also in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon #2.
Oh, really? Actually, I missed that one.
He was the villain in that as well.
Michelle Yeoh, eh? Michelle Yeoh in that one? Oh, anyway. I actually thought Michelle Yeoh was going to be in this movie for some reason, but no, it's not. She's not.
Yeah. So, Jeff, what are your thoughts?
Me?
What are your thoughts of the movie?
Yeah, I liked it. It obviously it doesn't have everything of the cartoons, animated series, but it's got its own unique flavor. It's trying to add a bit more war kind of movie, Chinese war.
Yeah, that's right.
Which appeals, I think, to the Chinese audience. They like their war history and all of that. So there's an element. Obviously, there wasn't that much fighting. There's only one battle scene. So
there was one big battle scene.
Yeah, but it was still trying to at least act the battle in a way that's kind of traditional to what they do.
Yeah, one thing that I thought was very interesting was like from the original was and this is a bit of a controversial one too, because you remember in the original animated movie, before Mulan went off to battle, she actually cut her hair, right? To become really, really short. And it was a big deal, right? It was a big scene in the movie to symbolize like this kind of shedding of her family.
Trying to look like a man.
Yeah. Exactly. But in
then
context,
that's not traditional in Chinese because they keep their hair long.
Yeah, long. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it made no sense.
It made no sense.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that one.
And so
it made sense of that one. Yeah.
And so now it's sort of like the reverse. Like in the movie later on, like she actually used her long hair as she actually let loose with her long hair as a symbol of her finally being true to her true
True to herself.
self.
A woman, yeah. She fought as a
Let her
woman.
head down, literally. Yeah.
Yeah, she let her hair down, and that's when the reflection, the song,
Oh,
traces of that
song came on.
song
in the background music.
in the background. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, speaking of the song, I really like that. This is the one. Yeah.
Oh yes, so this is her
Yeah.
Oh,
singing
the Yufei.
Reflection, but not in the movie, but
But in the end credits. In the end credits. Yeah.
yeah, maybe you can play a few seconds of that.
We might have copyright.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be demonetized.
Yeah. So I'll just click through it. Yeah. And obviously that's the same as the Christina Aguilera one.
Yeah.
The English one. Really good. Really good remakes, I think.
There's even a Korean one.
This was a Korean one, yes.
Is that official?
This is there's the Mandarin one, right? And this is the English one, but there's a Korean one, and there's also a Japanese one.
Is it Japanese?
Yeah.
Is that part of the official soundtrack too? The Korean
yeah.
Japanese?
So these are all official.
So they're covering all regions of the world. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So this is the Korean one.
This is the Korean one
by Lee Soo Yeon.
Yeah. I have no idea who that is.
Well, I think that's a great strategy to make the song into different languages.
Different languages.
Well, they sort of looked at the markets and they figured, China's the second biggest film market in the world. Korea is pretty big too. So I think they are trying to cast their nets really wide.
Yeah.
Right here.
And she had a sister in this movie.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's the other addition.
Right, yeah.
Oh yeah, addition, the sister.
They had a sister.
They had this. So they put a sister in, but I think they took the grandmother out.
Oh.
Because they wanted to focus more on the mom and dad, I think.
Yeah.
There was also a cricket in the animated movie, which they took out. But then they gave sort of that character as another.
As another like proper character.
Proper character.
Became a human, right?
Yeah.
Like as a human character.
Yeah, he's a human character this time around.
I just want to ask you guys, what did you think? How well did Donnie Yen played the role of General Shan?
General.
Commander, yeah.
Yeah,
he actually did quite well. It's probably one of the things which actually held the movie together more.
He had that sense of authority.
Yeah,
about
the
him.
more authoritative figure instead of like a love interest.
Yeah,
it makes more sense in a warm type movie, which is why I like that change.
Yeah. And I think, I feel like that this should really be seen on the big screen. I think it's a shame.
Yeah, I think it should as well. That's a shame.
Yeah.
So what's your scores then, Marcus? Your score?
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.5.
Yeah. And Jeff?
Jeff?
I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
That's good.
But,
Yep, and my earlier 6.
That's right. Yeah.
So, well, the question though is, do you think you would raise the score if we actually saw this on the big screen?
Oh yeah.
I think possibly with a full audience. Yeah.
Because I think it makes a difference. Yeah.
Because some of the big sets, big background, big action scenes, right?
Yeah, just look at your background, Bernie, right? Like, yeah, so I think it's meant to be seen on the big screen.
Yeah, they spent $200 million.
Which
yeah,
which is quite a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm disappointed that it did not go into cinema.
Actually, in some places it
It still is going in some areas,
and
but
it is actually going to China apparently.
Okay.
to theaters in China, yes.
Yeah.
That's
Although
good.
it will be interesting how it does in China, given that they already have their own 3-hour version
Oh well,
of Mulan
Yeah,
in Mandarin, I'm guessing.
in Mandarin
yeah,
too.
Mandarin ones.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another question for you guys. Did someone said that because they were talking English throughout the whole movie, that
Oh,
it lacked authenticity.
I didn't really feel that. I mean,
I
because
did
I
not feel that as well because here's the thing: it's a Disney movie.
Disney movie, yes.
It's a Disney, yeah, exactly. It's a Disney movie, so
Yeah.
of course it's in English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was meant to be more traditional, yes,
Maybe,
it's
yeah.
not. It's not traditional, but it's a Disney movie. That's the thing.
Well,
Expected.
I don't know. Maybe in China they might dub it. It's hard to say. I mean,
Yeah.
at least we get a Mandarin version of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I'm sure the 3-hour China version would be dubbed in Mandarin, right? Or
Thing.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, but as we said before, China already has a different version of Mulan just in Mandarin,
Yeah.
Yeah. Completely
which is
different.
probably
movie.
more wartime than this one.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, yeah, this is supposed to be more war, martial arts war, but even then, it's still a Disney movie, right?
Yeah.
It's still, I think, at the heart of this movie, they are really trying to emphasize 3 things: bravery, loyalty, and truth.
Loyal, brave, and true.
Loyal, brave, and true, the 3 virtues. Yeah, that's engraved on her sword, Mulan's sword.
Was that in the cartoon?
And the fourth virtue that they added.
Oh, the family one.
Oh yes,
Hostage.
love.
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 Yeah.
Devotion to family. Yeah.
Devotion to family. Yeah. As you can see, it's a Disney movie, right?
In
Yep,
the
it's a
cartoon-
Disney movie.
Yeah. In the cartoon, did they have the
Movie.
words inscribed?
No, they didn't.
Oh,
They
they
didn't
didn't.
really make anything explicit.
Oh, that's new then. That's new to the
Yeah,
story.
that's kind of new.
New, and
It's a new
also
addition.
obviously the point about truth. There's a sense of empowerment as well, without fully resorting to. I mean, there is a bit of a feminist vibe, but that's the case with a lot of movies these days, especially because this one has a female protagonist, right? So, but yeah, I mean, overall, I think they struck a good balance.
Yeah, they definitely did. But as we said before, they have sort of missed the mark for not releasing it in cinema.
Well, they probably figured that families probably wouldn't want to take the risk to go out as a family, whereas something like Tenet, which I actually did go to the cinema, it's a different audience. So they reckon, that audience would be more, would perhaps take a bit more risk and go out to see a movie like Tenet. Whereas a family might prefer just to stay home.
So maybe our next review could be of Tenet.
Yeah, we might actually just do that. Yeah.
Stay
Tenet.
tuned.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
I think you guys convinced me to go watch it as soon as possible. On my big screen, on my TV and my home theater system, that'll be my big screen to watch it on. Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
All right. On that note, I think we're done.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed our review/chat about Mulan, Mulan 2020. And please leave your comments below.
Like and subscribe to all of our channels.
Yep. And see you next time.
See you in the next one.
Go.
See you next time.
Go.